So it's Tuesday and it's February 13th. It's Fat Tuesday. I get some money for this guy. So I recorded yesterday. Was out about. Really had my mind focused on one, kind of recapping the weekend, the events, and the results of everything that I experienced, and it's in a good spot. Went home last night, took care of some things around the house, did some training with the dog, got some exercise in, felt good about that. I really felt good about doing the training with the dog. We've been doing just a little bit every day, but it was a little bit longer of a session yesterday, so it's one of those things, like I said, it's necessary for us to continue to move in the direction we're trying to go. The dog needs training. She needs manners. She needs to be able to be controlled or control herself in situations where historically over the last 4 years she would be out of control. So regardless of what happens detail wise, we're planning on making changes, and we're making those changes. We're doing that, and that's one of the things that was a necessity. It was one of the big hang-ups. Can we travel? If we travel, can we board her because she can't behave herself? Can we leave her with somebody we know? No, because she can't behave herself. Can you put her on a leash and walk her? No, because she can't behave herself. So as long as we procrastinated on this, and as old as now she is, she's responding well, and I feel very good about moving forward. So about how something as simple as dog training can have so much of a part in our decision making, but it's we've got a big dog and she scares people, and she's not well trained. She's good with us, but she's scares people and could potentially hurt somebody. So good stuff. And the trainer's coming over tonight for our second session. So as much as it cost, it was well worth the money. Money well spent to continue to pursue, like I said, the path that we're on. So that was a good night. Actually did a little dinner creation last night. We haven't, I won't say I haven't cooked, but I haven't really experimented and played with new things in a while. Not that it was extravagant or fancy, but it's the first time in a while where I was like, all right, well, we've got this, what do you want to make? And it really got me back into that whole concept of Sage Gourmand about not only enjoying the meals, but taking the time to engage in and enjoy the process of meal creation as well. There's something wrong with my phone. It has been since we've been on vacation. It does not it's not processing pictures correctly. It's not saving them, and if it is, it's saving them corrupted, or it's saving partial pictures, fragments. I never know what I'm going to get when I take a picture. And sometimes it saves fine. Sometimes it's just like it should. But I would say 95% of the pictures I've taken since we were in Little French Key have not saved properly. And I've done tests. I did some troubleshooting online. I did some of the things that were recommended for the phones that had that issue, and I'm not getting anything. We sat down last night and made a list of not all the things, but we started making a list of all the things that we want to do. We got quite a few things on there, things that we want to do to continue to move forward. And one is either change our provider. Well, not put something in every one. I was like, you know what? I'm trying to step it up a little bit here. I always win something. But this time I was like, you know what? I want to win more. I want more, which is what I'm trying to do in my life. It was reflective of where I'm at. We make a decent amount of money. We're allowed to do a lot of things that we've never been able to do before. But we're not to that point financially where we can do everything that we want to in the way that we want to. We've actually been living that way, but we've accumulated some debt in getting there, knowing that we're going to increase our income. And what's going on here? Must have had a train. So we've been living that way. We've eliminated a lot of those blocks, like I can't afford this, I don't have enough money for this, or I shouldn't do this, and we've just been living, and that's great. But I've been mentally trying to focus on, okay, we've been successful, we've been very fortunate to be able to generate this lifestyle that we want, but it requires just it requires more. We need to have more coming in, more money, more whatever. And this was kind of a practice in that, because I always put these restrictions on everything that we do. I always have, and this is what I'm trying to work on now, is removing those restrictions. And I've been doing this probably for about a year now, where, all right, well, I want to do this, but I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to take advantage of it or abuse circumstances or my abilities. And I have an issue with that because it's limiting, and I don't want those limitations. There's nothing wrong with being honest, honorable, noble, but those concepts to me always have some strings attached. And it's like, I talked about getting over the concept that I have to suffer to be successful, or I have to suffer to make an impact. And that's actually the main focus of the chapter that I wrote in Joe's book, and our book, my book with Joe. And I still have a little residual of that mindset that's like, all right, well, I want to win something every time, but I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to take away from other people's opportunity. Everybody should have the opportunity to win something. So I always go into it with that mindset, and I always win. I always win something, one thing. And then I sit there, I'm like, you know what, I'd like to win something else too, but I don't. Well, up until now, I never have. And this weekend, I was like, you know what, I've been living in this mindset now where I'm trying to up my game. You know, I want more. And I don't want to think about how I'm taking from other people, because I'm not. I mean, we all have the right and the ability to draw into our lives the things that we want, that we need. And it doesn't matter what that is. And I've really focused on this dream big concept. Those two words, dream big. And I've focused on that recently because I'm pushing that on my son, Stefan. I want him to dream big. I don't want him to view limitations in his life going forward. He has these huge aspirations, and I want him to be successful. And in trying to coach myself, I'm also trying to coach him as well, because it goes hand in hand. The things that I tell him that they are things that I need to practice as well. So I'm trying to eliminate the idea, the concept of, if I'm taking more, somebody else is getting less, because it's not the case. There's plenty out there. There's abundance. There's enough for everybody to get as much as they want. And so for me, it's like exercise, like me going out and doing sit-ups. You know, I do a few more every day, and I try to do a few, where I was going once or twice a week, then it's every couple of days, and now I'm trying to do it every day. You know, it's the same thing with exercise. It's conditioning your body, it's conditioning your mind to live in this way, to expect things in this manner. So we got to the conference, and I'm like, you know what? I feel good. I feel like I've really done well in eliminating these, and I'm like, I'm going to enter everything. vying for a few drawings and prizes, and I won more than one, which is the first time in a long time. Well, it's the first time I think maybe ever. No, there's got to be something where I've done it more, that I've had more, more winnings than others, more than one. So I sat down and I was like, I'm going to win, and every time they pulled that card box up, I just expected to hear my name, and I expected to hear my name, and the biggest hurdle in that is that first drawing, if your name is not called, because then all of a sudden you're like, I'm not going to win. I didn't win that one, and now everything's shot. That's the mindset you're trying to eliminate. So I was just like, I just sat down with just very pure, very I know I'm supposed to be getting this sign and lockbox, and I know this tenant's on his way here because he was at the office when I left. So I'm distracted, but anyway. So it's not being affected by anything else. Just very pure that I sat down and expected to hear my name. So they made the first drawing and my name wasn't called, but I didn't let that alter my thinking, didn't let it shift or have an effect on it. I just said, I didn't think, all right, that's all right, I didn't win that one. I just didn't think anything. I just, all right, and I just anticipated the next one my name's gonna be called, and then the next one my name's gonna be called. And the first 3 or 4 went, and my name wasn't called, and then boom, my name was called, and I was like, knew it. Knew if I kept that focus, it would just happen. And it was desire. It's what I wanted. I expected it to happen. I truly 100% expected to have that. My name called, and I win. And then I won, and normally I would be like, all right, great, I've been a success, and I would stop. But I sat back down, and I was like, I still expect my name to be drawn. I still expect my name to be drawn. 2 more drawings later, and my name was called again. So anyway, it is what it is. You take it however you want. But for me, it was a turning point. I had gone beyond what I would normally go, and I received positive results. So all that kind of circles back around to it's becoming easier. One, I'm overcoming my own personal restrictions that I have set on myself, but it's becoming easier to manifest your thoughts into this reality, and that's where my focus is. And that's one of the things, that's the one thing that stands out the most from this weekend, the seminar with Lee Carroll, was he was talking, he's like, you may have, and I felt like he was talking directly to me because it was specifically pertinent to what I was experiencing and one of the reasons I was there. One, I wanted to be in the presence of people with similar mindset, but I was looking for something above and beyond, some validation really is what I was looking for, which is why people go to church. It's why people seek out ministers and psychics. They're looking for some kind of validation. They have something in their mind that they believe 100%, but they really want somebody else to confirm that and validate that thought or that belief or that desire. And this is where I've been struggling. I've been struggling with, I've done this so many times in my life, going all the way back to when I was 19, where I've tried to venture out as an entrepreneur. I've always considered myself an entrepreneur, and I've tried numerous times in my life to create a business or an opportunity to be self-sufficient, self-employed, and generate income. And for some reason or another, whether it was some of my own roadblocks or just I got involved in something, I was like, you know what, this isn't what I thought it would be, and I changed my mind. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I've done it so many times now that it's kind of in my pattern, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, well, I can take these risks now and expect them to pay off, but I know from experience that things could change. I could change my mind, or something could come up and I'd be like, you know what, it's not worth the expense. It's balancing the expense with the reward. What are you getting back of it, and what is it costing you? And I've been here before, and there's been 2 or 3 times out of all those times that I've tried it where I really thought 100% that, and I took it right to the limit, and for some reason or another it didn't pan out. I'm like, you know what, do I want to do that again? And Lee was talking, and he was like, you know what, it doesn't matter if you've success in some of your endeavors. It just wasn't the right time, and now is. It's become easier, and I've actually displayed that to myself in the things that I've done recently. And I don't know if I talked about this. We played a game of Monopoly several weeks back. I don't play board games very often. I don't play games very often. It's not something I do, because I'm very competitive, and if I haven't prepared and feel like that I have every opportunity to win that game, then there's no point in me playing it. I don't. It's inside of me. I play to win. I don't play for fun, because I enjoy winning, and I do play for fun, but I enjoy winnings too. So it's very rare that I do that. And we sat down and we played this game of Monopoly, which took several hours. We did not complete, and it got late, but we were playing it, and I was rolling the dice kind of like I've lived my life. I've rolled the dice, and I hope for a successful outcome, and for the most part I've been successful. I roll and hope for a successful outcome, and I try not to focus on, well, I don't want this, please don't let me land on go to jail, please don't let me land on that property where I'm going to have to pay this much to my teammate, or opponent, whatever. But I did that. But every once in a while, I would specifically look at the board and be like, all right, well, I want that property, or I want to land on that space, and I need this many points, I need this many on the dice to roll that. And every time, without fail, every time I did that during that game, and it was 5 or 6 times, every time I looked at the details and specifically thought of a number, I rolled that number. And the rest of the time, I kind of left it to chance. I left just the generalized positive thought, well, I want a good outcome. Boom. Okay? All right, it's a good outcome. But I want a specific outcome this time. Boom, I got a specific outcome. It's become easier and easier as the energy on this planet has changed. It's become easier to manifest your will. The thing is, you've got history behind you, history of others, history of yourself, that is limiting. And I've done a very outstanding job. I have to say so myself. I've done an amazing job of clearing that stuff on my own. I haven't really sought anybody else to say, hey, can you help me figure out how to do this? I've really, for the most part, lived an isolated life. And I've talked about this in my books, and I've talked about it over and over again. I've really kept myself in isolation, kind of restricted from interactions with other people, because I really wanted to focus on this and understand. That was really the point. I wanted to understand and then go out and test these theories. And that's what the last couple of years have been about. Opening up, establishing these connections with other people, but pushing these limits and testing those theories. And it's not just coincidence that happened to align with around the 2011-2012 shift, when I decided, you know what, I've been studying long enough. It's not necessarily my numeric age that I feel that I've done this. I feel like I've gotten to this point, and I feel like right now I can make things happen for myself. And it's even goes back as far as much, when I started doing cloud bursting. And when I do cloud bursting now, which I don't do very often, every once in a while, if I'm sitting outside and enjoying a sunny day, I may, if there's a variety of clouds in the sky, I may do that. But I've noticed over the years that it's gotten easier and easier. It takes less effort, and it takes less time for me to dissipate a cloud when I'm sitting there and thinking, all right, I want that cloud to go away. And so it's all seemed to be almost, in my mind, sequential. It's gotten higher. It's gotten easier. And that's where I'm at. So I know I've wandered off course as not where I intended to go. I was planning this to be a quick, all right, this is where I'm at kind of a deal. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this loan because I feel more confident that I'm going to be successful. That's where I was going with this, and then it kind of blew up into all this. But I felt like it was necessary, and it really was pertinent to what I was talking about. So the update for me is I'm going to move forward. I feel like I've already done it. I woke up this morning and felt like I don't even have to think about it anymore. I don't have to think about when am I going to give my notice, how am I going to give my notice, what's the impact it's going to have, how am I going to make it happen, what am I going to do. I woke up this morning, I'm like, I'm going to get this loan, I'm going to put that money in the bank, I'm going to give my notice, I'm already done, and I'm going to do this. And I've spent the last few hours almost 100% in my mind focused on my presentation. What am I going to talk about when I stand up in front of people and speak? What's going to be on my PowerPoint? What little things am I going to put in there to make it more dynamic and make it more enjoyable to the people that are in attendance? And that's where I've been living, and honestly, that's where I want to live. I mean, I can't even express how happy I've been this morning. Been fully immersed in that, and not even thinking about, all right, this guy's arguing his deposit reconciliation. This, bush in the yard needs to be trimmed. We still need to go to the store because we're out of this, and this. I haven't been living that way. I haven't been living focused on the tasks and the things that I have to do and how unpleasant some of them are, and how pleasant some of them are. But I mean, a combination of both. I've just been immersed in this. This is my life now. This is where I'm at. I haven't officially given my notice and been gone, but in my mind, it's already done. I've already made that commitment. I've already made that decision, and I'm living that right now. I feel it. I feel the happiness I feel in that space is overwhelming, and that is where I am this morning, and happy. And it's just finalizing the details now, and it's like the finishing touches on your piece of art, your sculpture, your painting, your woodworking project. It's like it's all done, it's all there, and it's now putting the final coat of finish on it and kind of buffing it out. It's those kind of details, the things where I'm at now. It's it's already done. It's beautiful, and it's just those last